I'm August. I am reading. I am in the lovely sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. I love it here. I love Las Vegas. I hope you all are doing really well. Thank you so incredibly much for being here. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you can take a moment for yourself. We can read good books, talk about great books, and I am reading a wonderful book. So what I talked about in my last vlog is that I absolutely love when I'm about to start a trip of any kind, of any duration. I love starting a new book when I start a new trip. Like, that is what forms so many wonderful memories. And there was someone in my life many years ago who told me that every time she went on a trip, she would always write on the inside of the book where she was and the dates. And it's just such a wonderful reminder. I have so many books that I've, like, maybe weren't favorite books of all time for me, but because I read them at a specific place that I only briefly visited, they are such tangible memories to me. I picked up a book recently and I've been saving it specifically for this trip, and I started it on the plane ride and now I'm almost 50% of the way through. I am currently reading The Ripening Seed by Colette. This is technically my second book by Colette that I'm reading. I read a collection of her short stories this past summer in 2025 and I fell in love with it. I've been wanting to get my hands on a Colette for a while. She is one of those authors who continuously has been referenced in a lot of the literature I read or have read even since I was younger. And a lot of really well-known authors reference Colette as well. I think she is an author's author, maybe not as well-known as Hemingway or Fitzgerald, but like an incredible French author. Very, very fascinating woman. I would love to read a biography of her at some point, like just truly a character. From what I know, she led a very unique life and she wrote a lot. She did a lot of different things. She like started a cosmetic company. However, her writing style is so incredible that reading this, the first sentence of this book just is so captivating, is so tantalizing to what I like in literature and the writing style I like. Now, this was originally published in 1957, first printing May of 1957. This is such a beautiful old edition. I did have to tape the side here because the spine was breaking and I was going to start losing some pages, but this is the most divine, delicious, delightful old book smell. Like, it smells so good. And for this edition, there is no credit or mention of who translated this from French into English, but whoever did it did such a fabulous job. I cannot even begin to explain how beautiful I'm finding this and how mesmerizing and perfect it is. So we're following two young characters who are, there's Vinka, who is 15, and even on the first page it's referenced where her name comes from, and it is the botanical name for the periwinkle flower. It is also the shortened form of the original Russian word Pervinka, or it could be Pervincha, I'm not sure. I don't know any Russian. And then it's her friend who is Philippe, also known as just Phil. He's 16 years old and they've been childhood best friends for a long time, and their families every summer stay at a little cottage on the coast. So we open up this novel with the two of them fishing for shrimp. So it's beautiful descriptions of these tidal pools, midsummer, like it's hot, and they have this interesting teenage relationship where they're kind of like, okay, we've been childhood friends, but all of a sudden maybe there's something more here, maybe not. So it's this push and pull of what I find, like, I don't read romance novels, but this is what I find like just so beautiful and tender and realistic. That weird, like, will they, won't they, should we not, like, we're friends, are we gonna ruin the friendship? A lot of this feels more from Philippe's perspective, where we get a little bit more of a glimpse of his inner monologue where he's talking about how Vinka both like annoys him like a younger sister, but also he is mesmerized by her and has this firm inner belief that they were like meant to be together and they're meant to be married, and that she is already his and he is already hers. So they have this like beautiful bond where they also just like get on each other's nerves, but in such a loving way where they don't even really have to speak. It seems like they just live in this known and shared world and perspective together, and it's so beautiful to read from. This is such a small book and it is so delightful. Oh my gosh, the descriptions of eating melons and black coffee and going for picnics and these tidal pools and sea holly. Like, just on a random page here, licked the juice of the luscious pears from his fingers. Vinka watched over the proceedings like a young cupbearer, her forehead bound by a blue fillet. I'm like, what? She boned the sardines for Lisette, portioned out the drinks, peeled the fruit, all before quickly settling herself down to eat with huge bites of her strong young teeth. The receding tide whispered low in the distance, a threshing machine droned drowsily above their heads, and close at hand a thread of fresh water, smelling faintly of the earth, trickled from the rock fringed with grass and tiny yellow flowers. This paints such an incredible picture. And it's just everything that I love. Like, it's so good. And I really am starting to believe, I think Colette is the author for me. I think Colette might be my favorite author. I've read several works from several different authors before, but I haven't found an author that just continuously, I am just so drawn into their work. And I also appreciate it. Like, it is a deep appreciation for, like, this is good writing. Like, this is incredible writing. Like, you have to be so perceptive. The way sentences are structured, which is also a kudos to whoever translated this edition as well, which I can't give any credit to. It is just so lyrical and unique and different. And that's exactly how I felt when I read my first Colette last summer as well. Like, it's just so amazing. So I read this on the flight, and I'm glad I didn't start it until more than halfway through the flight, because I started, once I opened it, I didn't put this down, and now I am on chapter 11, page 58. I'm about to go down to the pool and enjoy the sunshine. I'm so excited. I've missed the sun. I almost started crying being at the hotel, waking up early this morning, grabbing a coffee, just a nice iced black coffee. That is like what my soul craves constantly, is just like a cold black coffee. So good. And just stepping outside into sunlight and seeing green for the first time in months. I always forget how hard the winter is. Living in Michigan, living up north is so challenging. Like, I haven't seen green since October, and it is March, and like I saw aloe and palm trees and plants I don't know the names of, but it just was so oversaturating my brain. And then you're around like cigarette smells and the casino, and I love the there's like a racehorse gambling game, so it's like animatronic horses, which I love just sitting and watching how they move. It's so cool. And for that one, you can place a bet for only like 50 cents, which is definitely my type of gambling. I'm not a gambler in any way. I am much too frugal for that. I'm just having a wonderful time. We walked around like the Venetian shops. And right now it's only like noon, so it's been a full day already. I'm just having such a wonderful time. I'm not here for very long, but reading a wonderful book by the pool, this is exactly why I wanted to pick this edition for this trip, is I felt like I was going to connect with it, and I'm just so excited. So I didn't even explain the plot, did I? Okay, let's go back. These two are exploring their relationship with each other. A lot of lamentations on having to grow up. The summer is ending, that they have to go back to school, that they're gonna be separated and only be able to see each other on like Sundays or something. And so they are kind of grieving the end of summer, but also this trepidation of where their relationship will lead, or maybe lead as they're getting older. Philippe is definitely getting a little jealous when Vinka kind of turns on her feminine charm. He's noticing it, and he's like, what is that? What is that? But at the same time, he also treats her like a younger sibling and like she's a nuisance, and he gets annoyed with her. So it's an interesting taciturn relationship. But then, as Philippe was out and about one day, an older woman approached him. He's slowly falling into this relationship with this older woman, and she's inviting him into her home, and the descriptions of the home are so beautiful. Like, it's just like when you walk into a dark room when you've been outside in like the hot, bright sunlight, and how it takes so long for your eyes to adjust. That is how Colette describes this den, this home, or like cottage of this older woman, is that it's dark, his senses just get so murky, and he doesn't really know what this older woman like wants from him. And it is this weird psychological exploration. Like, I love books that really dive into the human psyche, and nothing is just handed to us on a silver platter. Some of it seems kind of vague, especially for the time period. Colette was really known for pushing the boundaries and writing sultry pieces or provocative pieces, but if you read them now, when we have like just straight up smut, she is very tame. But for the time period when this was published, it was a little salacious. And oh, I just love it. So Vinca doesn't know about the older woman. Philippe is kind of keeping it separate. And every time he's with this older woman whose name I'm forgetting, it's Madame Dalaray. Gosh, it's so beautiful. He felt assured of his welcome, however, when he saw the studied half-light in the salon and noticed the almost invisible table from which rose a pervasive aroma of slow ripening peaches, of red cantaloupe melon cut in slices in the shape of crescent moons, and of black coffee poured over crushed ice. Is that now just the most delicious sentence you've ever heard in your life? This is exactly the writing style I like. I love descriptions of things without it being overwritten. Like, it's so daintily written and simple, and it paints such a vivid picture, and it feels so crisp and cool on a hot summer day, and it just reminds me of like seashells. If you look this book up, all the different covers of this book, the art illustration, oh my gosh, every single cover is beautiful. I don't know another book that has so many different editions that every single one is so beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous. That is that. So I'm having a fabulous time. It's time to go down by the pool. Hopefully the water will be cool enough that I can actually go swimming. I've already been swimming once this year, and last year I didn't get to swim at all, and I miss it. I'm definitely a water person. I love sitting by the water, I love watching water, I love being in water, and now that I live somewhere where I don't get easy access, if you've been here for a long time or seen any of my older vlogs, I used to live close to like a beautiful, very small pond lake thing, and I would just sit there almost every day and watch the geese and just sit by the water. And I live in an area now where I don't get to do that, and I have noticed the effect and the change of not having that water. So I'm so excited to go swimming and just be by water. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I truly am very lucky and very grateful, and I've just been really soaking up my gratitude lately. Being in the desert as well. I visited Las Vegas almost exactly a year ago to photograph a wedding. It was my first time out here. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with the desert. Like, I would take out all these library books about the Southwest, and I would photocopy all of them at my dad's work, and I would print out all these pictures, like photocopies of the Southwestern artwork, and I put it all over my bedroom walls. Like, I love the desert, and I didn't get to go until last year for the first time. And then for my 30th birthday, I was able to go out to like the Grand Canyon. I sobbed my eyes out. Like, just even flying over the desert is such a surreal, amazing experience that just like brings tears to my eyes when I think about it. Like, there's something about the desert that I just like absolutely love, but also I love water so much. So it's just unreal that I get to be here, and I'm fulfilling so many like childhood dreams of mine. It's just amazing. Like, it's everything I've wanted and so much more. So I'm very grateful and gushing constantly, and walking around I'm just pointing out to everything. Like, everything is beautiful and surreal, and Las Vegas is such a wonderful, interesting, kooky, eccentric, beautiful, thought-provoking place. Like, I love it. It's just a marvel. It's just a strange place, and it's so amazing. Everywhere we go is like so beautiful and completely different than anything else you've ever seen. Like, I just love that. So anyway, I hope you all are doing really well. My thoughts feel very discombobulated, and I'm ready to dip back into the ripening seeds. So I will check in with you very soon. Good morning, friends. It is another beautiful day in Las Vegas. Just had some breakfast. Oh, yesterday was so wonderful. I am now 82 pages in. I unfortunately wasn't able to read as much as I would like yesterday because the pool was blasting Justin Timberlake very, very loudly, and it is so challenging to read. I was rereading the same sentence or two or paragraphs over and over and over again because I just could not focus when they're playing such loud music, which is fine. It's a party vibe. The pool was popping. It was so beautiful out. Sat at just a little sushi counter and had a poke bowl for dinner, which was so nice. Stayed out pretty late last night. The weather is beautiful. It's going to be 86 today. It is only 10 a.m. So breakfast is done, coffee is done. I've been up for a little bit and we're gonna go to the pool. We're gonna go back to the pool. I wanna finish this. Hopefully it won't be as busy and it won't be as loud and crowded. I still adore this. Again, I wish I could have been in a more tranquil atmosphere while reading because this is such a tranquil, beautiful book. Very languid and lethargic and summery. But there is one tiny gripe I have with this book and it's goofy. I'm trying to figure out if there was a reason for it. Colette continuously tells us the ages of our characters. He at the ripe age of 16, she at the ripe age of 15. They went down to the beach with their teenage legs. The description of youth is fine. That is fine. You can talk about youth, you can talk about how virile someone's calves are and how they have young teeth and all of these things, but actually telling us over and over and over again as if we forgot that they're 15 and 16 years old is such an interesting choice. Continuously referencing to it was the end of August, the hot end of August days, the end of August days, the August days, the August nights, the August twilight. I'm we didn't forget how old these people are, and we did not forget what month we're in, I promise. And it almost makes me wonder, this is such a short book, so I would be so surprised, some older novels were serialized. Maybe it was just oh, I'm just gonna come out with 1 to 2 chapters every now and then, so we have to reintroduce what's happening. I'm not sure. That could have been the case because I know Colette's more famous novel is Sherry, and that was serialized for many years. That's a bigger tome, which I'm so excited. When I go thrifting, I really, really am trying to find a copy of that. So I'm not sure, maybe this was serialized, so we have to just kind of keep reminding the audience of who these characters are and how old they are, or maybe just to make sure in our heads we're picturing teenagers. I'm not sure, but it is so funny. I wish I started a count of how many times it's mentioned that she's 15 and he's 16. It is so often. It is almost laughable at this point. My brain, if I latch onto a pattern like that, game over. I can't forget that pattern. So now every time it's mentioned, I have to kind of chuckle at it now. But overall, I am still thoroughly enjoying this. The writing style is still so beautiful, yet I am left questioning a few things. Like I was saying yesterday, some of these topics were a little salacious, a little taboo back in the day. And so they're not outright saying that Philippe is having sensual relations with this woman, but then there will be lines thus burdened, she hurried towards the narrow confines of the shadowy realm where she, in her pride, could interpret a moan as an avowal of grief, and where beggars for favors of her kind drink in the illusion of generosity. And I'm oh, whoa. It's a wink and a nod of you know what's happening, but it doesn't outright say what's happening. The most we actually get is a description of this older woman, Madame Dalaray, kind of grabbing Philippe's arm. He pulls away and she doesn't really move, and so he just kind of puts his hand back. That's the most amount of physical affection we actually see written out on the page. Everything else is very vague and beautifully written, poetically written. But there are just a few parts where it does get a little confusing for me, where things are not interpreted literally, and I'm not exactly sure what is physically happening in the story and in the real world. and I'm trying to pick up a lot of context clues. You know, Philippe has this moment where he feels a lot of guilt and remorse for what he's done, so he feels like, you know, and he could be projecting this, that Vinka is treating him differently because maybe deep down she knows that he is having an affair with an older woman, but maybe that is just projection, we're not sure. So again, I'm like, I don't really know if Vinka is feeling a distance, if, you know, he actually did let slip anything. You know, he's been staying out later and later until like 2, 3 in the morning. And there was this moment where you can kind of insinuate like that the older woman and Philippe hooked up, but there's no description of it. It's just him like sitting in the dark in a field at like 3 in the morning and crying and feeling like a man. So I'm like, I think we're all hopefully on the same page, but nothing is outright said, which I love. It's beautiful. But in the terms of a linear storytelling, it's a little challenging to figure out, okay, what exactly happened, which I like. So absolutely loving this. Very, very fun. And yeah, honestly, I have a very open day today, which is great. No plans besides finishing this book by the pool. I think that's kind of it. I'm not sure. Anything else will just be an added bonus. Later tonight, though, we are going to a burlesque show, and I'm so excited. It's like a acrobat, not quite Cirque du Soleil, not quite a fully burlesque show, but I'm very excited. I have always wanted to go to one of those, so when in Vegas, you know? I'm very excited for that. I think that one's over at Caesar's Palace, which I've never been to. So it's just very exciting. But honestly, nothing else on the horizon today. So maybe walk around a little bit. Other than that, just keeping it chill by the pool. I'm very happy about it. So I will check in with you all later when I read a little bit more and I finish The Ripening Seed. But let's go to the pool. Five stars. 5 stars. Again. I want to read it again. Oh my gosh, as soon as I finish this beautiful, teeny tiny, gorgeous little novel. I wanted to reread it immediately. Oh my gosh, this book, instant summer classic, instant classic in my collection. I am so excited and happy to add it to my 5-star reads. Finally, like just a wholeheartedly easy 5 stars. I don't think I've had that in a really long time. I've had books that I really enjoyed that I'm like, yes, this will be memorable. But like this felt like an instant classic in my personal repertoire. Clearly, I'm back home. Oh my gosh, I had such a wonderful trip. It was so short. I really would have loved just one extra day there because I was only there for 2 days. I would have really loved bare minimum 1 more day. I could have stayed for so much longer. The weather, oh my gosh, coming back home has been really hard. It is so cold, bitter cold, back down to feeling like 6 degrees or 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It is gray and gloomy, and then it was snowing, and yeah, it just definitely made me realize how challenging this winter has been. Being out in Vegas and stepping outside in the morning with a cup of coffee and seeing beautiful cacti and succulents and these beautiful Palo Verde trees with just like an iced black coffee. And I could feel the sunshine at 8 a.m. I could feel the sun on my shins. Oh, I needed that. This has been one of the longest, most grueling winters. Normally I love winter. I love snow, I love winter, I love the slowness of winter. It's just been really gray and depressing and brutal. So it was so nice to take 2 days out and to get sunshine. Oh my gosh, it was just exquisite and incredible. And I'm so, so grateful. We went to a wonderful burlesque show. That was so fun. Apparently I could have filmed the whole thing, but I was just very present. Oh, it was just tremendous. It was kind of like a modern day carnival circus vibe. There were different acts and it was just very spicy, a little raunchy, a little fun. It was just very Vegas-y. It was a delight. I loved it. I just want to go back. I really do. It was so hard coming home. But I love home and I love seeing my Winston again. And I was able to finish this as the sun was setting in our hotel room. Like, this was just so delightful. I was trying to finish this while I was out at the pool, but again, it was just so hard. I think I read like 8 pages over the course of like 2 hours at the pool because it was so, there was so much happening. There was too many noises, too many people, loud dance music and whatever. But oh my gosh, this is one of those books, I've talked about it before. I'm an all or nothing annotator. I'll either annotate here and there, you know, a few paragraphs, every few pages I'll annotate something, or I don't annotate at all, because right from the jump, this was just a phenomenal book and I knew I would have been annotating everything. This is so masterfully written, so masterfully translated. This is just a piece of summer fiction, classic coming of age, Bildungsroman, teenage, love and lust, growing up, the last like summer of your teenage years. Oh my gosh, like it being by tidal pools, black coffee and melons and silver spoons and shrimp. Just the descriptions of this summer, this beautiful, languid, sunny afternoon, too hot, gonna go take a nap, then have dinner, then like go sit out at the beach at twilight, sit at the surf. Like, these descriptions are just so yummy to me. This feels like, God, you just open it, any single page, any single paragraph, any sentence is so beautiful to me. This worked for me. This is like my synesthesia came alive and everything felt so electric and perfect and beautiful. And this was just so gorgeous. I love the balance between aestheticism and psychoanalyzing these characters, getting more into character study, understanding these young teenagers' behaviors and mindsets and how fickle they are. They change so quickly, their moods change so fast, you know. It's just incredible. I freaking love this. This feels like something I would love to reread, you know, to get in the mood for summer. If the winter's feeling long and I need a pick-me-up, if I'm taking just one afternoon to hang out at the beach, I would bring this. You can read it all in one sitting if you want to. Like, this was the perfect, like, epitome of a summer book for me. And like, you can just tuck it right into your beach bag. Oh, this makes me so sad that I'm not a rereader. I'm saying all of this, and I most likely will not ever reread it, which is so sad because there are too many wonderful books in the world for me to feel justified to reread a book. Maybe one day that will change. Out of all of the books that I have, I feel like I am most likely to reread this. Because yeah, it can inspire you when you're having just a really crappy winter and you're feeling down and need something to look forward to. It's a great travel companion. Like I said, if you're going just for like a little beach day, if you're gonna go hang out at the pool with some friends, this is such a great read. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to keep browsing for more Colette books. So good, I loved this. I absolutely loved this. This was so up my alley and what I look for and what I love in books and literature. It was just phenomenal, I loved it. So that is that. I'm so happy I read this, so happy I picked it up. Oh, such a good old smell. It was delightful. I had such a wonderful trip. I want to go back. I'm manifesting spring so soon. Please, I need blossoms, I need buds. I had a dream recently that there were like little blossoms in the tree. Oh my, Winston! Normally he starts like crying. Hi! You startled me seeing you in the camera. Oh, he just woke up from a nap. You wanna know how hard he slept? You're gonna be able to see in the camera actually. Oh yeah, he has sleep lines. Do you see the lines on his back? He was conked out and didn't move for a while. But he's also very dirty. As I was away, he didn't get his bath, so he is quite filthy. Yeah, I had a dream. Like that's how dark and gray and colorless it has been for months here in Detroit. I had a dream last night that there were blue skies and like little tiny white and pink blossoms in the trees. It felt so real, and then I woke up and I was like, nope, it is still gray and brown and bleak here. And it feels like it's been like that for months. December feels like a lifetime ago. This has truly been the longest winter of my life. Thank you so incredibly much for being here. Truly, what a delight, what a treat. I'm so incredibly grateful to have been able to take a trip, to have read such wonderful literature. Oh my gosh, Colette really is, I think I might say it right now, my favorite author. I've read quite a number of different authors. I've read multiple books by the same authors, and Colette is my favorite. That's a big statement. Wow. I'm so happy about it. But thank you so incredibly much for being here. I hope this was fun. I hope if it is winter where you are and cold, it got you excited for some summer. I'm hoping to film a book recommendation video for spring to get us really excited if you are also struggling with this winter, thinking about some books that would get us excited for spring, that would be fun to read during spring, and then also sharing some books I personally would like to read this spring. So keep your eyes out on the horizon. There's Winston crying. That's my cue to go. Thank you so incredibly much for being here, friends. I truly appreciate you so much. If you want to leave a comment, but you don't know what to say, please feel free to let us know your favorite beach read. What's a book that you would bring to the beach? What would you recommend is a good vacation book? If you don't want to be perceived in that way, leave us some emojis that describe your favorite vacation place or where you would like to go on vacation. Like if I would just say I want to go back to Vegas, I would definitely do like a little dice emoji, maybe some playing cards, a little red heart on fire, maybe like the pink little wedding chapel, maybe the cherries, little cherry emoji for all the jackpot games. But again, thank you so much for being here, friends. I really truly hope you're doing well. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see you all again very soon for my next video. Until then, stay cozy, my friends. Bye!